Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Today I have a little bit of planting to do in our back garden, but what I mostly need to do is clean up from, I think we had 3 or 4 days of quite a bit of wind. Next week, I think we're coming up on 6-7 days of temperatures over 100, and I can't complain. We've had a very mild start to our summer. But the last couple of days, we've had quite a bit of wind, which has brought in some cooler weather. And in the meantime, it brings down a bunch of spent needle leaves from our redwoods. And that's what I really need to concentrate on, is just cleaning up and raking the needle leaves from the grass before we mow. I also need to trim our purple trailing lantana. That's already starting to grow quite a bit out into our walkway. These are mint julep lavender. And when I first saw them, I thought, wow, they look a lot like Merlot, and they are. They're a bit of a hybrid. They're not actually a true lavender, and they're not as hardy as English lavender. I think I've seen different articles that says they're hardy from a zone 3 to 9, probably more like a 5 to 9 maybe. They are an evergreen, they're drought tolerant, the pollinators love them, and they really can take our full sun. I know the Merlot lavender that I have out front does very well, and it faces south all day. So I have a couple spots that I want to put this in. This is licorice helichrysum that I've now had for a couple of seasons, and in the middle I used to have impatiens, and they've all died out. But what I'm going to try and do is kind of nestle in the Terrenia, which I believe is new this year from Proven Winners, inside here, and it can grow just as, I don't know if I'd say as vigorous as the helichrysum, but it can put on a lot of growth, and you'll be able to see it mixed in with the purple flowers. I have one hanging underneath our maple tree, and I'll have to give you another view of that. I think I did a few weeks ago, and even since then it's put on more growth. I have a couple Coleus I want to get in the ground, and I have also some gomphrena that I talked about a few weeks ago that I didn't get a chance to plant, and I want to get this in the ground as well. There is a butterfly bush that I think has seen its last days. I would like to mimic the blue suede shoes salvia that I have on the other side by our laundry window and put this in place. I know it doesn't look like much. It looks like it's been trimmed back, but it was the very last one they had, and that's why I went ahead and picked it up. Within a matter of time, the minute I get it in the ground, within a few weeks, it's going to look much better than it does in the pot. I think I'm going to start off with cleaning up our walkway so you don't hear me crunching and walking on it all morning, and trimming the lantana, and then we'll get these in the ground. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day. I had to stop midday, run to my mom's house, take care of a few gardening things that I was on a tight deadline to get done. So by the time I came back and finished cleaning everything up so I could show you where I put the plants, the sun was starting to set. So I thought, oh, well, I'll do it this morning. But anyway, I am starting right here so you guys can see behind me that we trimmed the oleander. And how many feet would you say you took off? Maybe 6 feet. We probably could have come down just a little shorter, and then you can see off to the side the podocarpus. He didn't trim that down, but he did get it off their roof line. It was actually laying on their roof, trimmed it off so it was above it and cleaned everything up. Of course, we trimmed on our side, and then we went over on the other side and trimmed the side that we couldn't reach, made sure that their backyard was all clean. I just wanted to show you that the oleander's been trimmed. We probably should do this every year, but we really only do it every few years. And if you look just beyond the oleander and our neighbor's house, that is a mulberry tree that probably, 40 feet tall? Easily 30 years old. It might even be older. I wanted to start right here with the Summer Wave Torrinia. It's amethyst in color, and I know right now you can't really see it. I am going to come in. I didn't get a chance last night to kind of prune this back, get some of these long stragglers. I'm going to hang it over here in our patio, so when I'm all done trimming this up and putting it in the patio, I'll give you a better look. I believe that Torrinia is only a zone 10 and 11. It's an annual in every zone except 10 and 11. I live in zone 9. So we'll see how well these winter over. At some point, these will grow enough to kind of intermingle with the helichrysum. Now I have this topiariform here until these can put on a little bit of growth down here. I have the Gomphrena and the Rock and Blue Suede Shoes Salvia. I do know that they don't look as vibrant and healthy and full of color. The Salvia was the last one they had, but I wanted to buy it anyway, even though it was very, very short. It looks like maybe they had already pruned it back, because I have one on the other side, just underneath the Super Bells, and I wanted to mirror that same plant on this side. This is one of the spots where I chose to put the mint julep lavender. It is a hybrid, so I've been reading a little bit about it, and they say it's not an actual true lavender. I really like the color. I have a lot of green in our backyard, and you'll see I added just a little red Coleus. I know it looks taller than the calla lilies, but at some point, not too long from now, these calla lilies will kind of fade away, and you'll see more of the Gomphrena. It's just too hot in the middle of our summer, and they'll just kind of die back, and they'll come back a little bit more in the fall. The calla lilies will come back right about the time the Coleus is done for the season. But I do like the color and the structure. I really do think it's pretty. It adds a bit of a brightness. The Artemisia wasn't doing well. I think I accidentally was overwatering it. It's been warm, but it hasn't been quite that hot. So I ended up taking it out, and I think I'm gonna like everything that I've planted here. I took the Super Bells out because they weren't getting enough sun, and so I added that Traline vinca. I did trim it. It will grow more shoots and a little bit longer. I'll make sure that I put the stats on the screen. And then these are Beacon Impatiens. I think I used 12 altogether, and I like the different color variation. So we'll see how this grows, and hopefully this will get a little bit more bushy and trail a little bit more. This is the other spot that I put the mint julep lavender. I've had a second lemon tree here, and it was fine. It did well, but I really, really never liked its location here. I felt like when I came around the corner, it necked this area down just a bit too much, and it kind of hid the lemon cypress. I really, really love this tree, and I want to see more of it, and I felt like the lemon tree was just hiding a little bit of it. So this area gets a lot of mid-morning, early afternoon sun, and then it kind of starts to get shaded by the redwoods. But when you come around the corner now, I feel like it opens it up just a little bit more. I'll have to tell you where we put the lemon tree in another video, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. I still have more of that blew my mind of Volvius that I kind of want to dot here in the flower bed, but I had a lot of redwood cleanup and I kind of was running out of time last night, but I'll make sure I get that done. And then around the corner here is where I landed up putting that second little red Coleus. Not very many people come back around this corner, but I do like having that little surprise of color and plant structure that you're not expecting when you're kind of coming through the pathway. We also pruned back our purple trailing lantana. I probably will do it maybe one more time, possibly two more times. We even brought it down just a little bit. It was kind of coming way up here near the fountain, and it can grow up to about 3 feet tall, which is true, since it was growing close to the bottom base of the fountain. And I believe it said up to 5 feet wide. And yes, that's true as well, because if I don't trim it back at all, I would say there have been a few years where it's probably been, easily way out to here, easily. And it just, we did trim a few of the buds and the flowers off, but within a matter of a week, they'll all be brand new buds. And this is just one of the best performers. The yellow lantana, any lantana that I have really, but especially the purple trailing, it just is a rock star in the garden, especially if you live somewhere where it's really, really warm. I hope your summer has gotten off to a great start. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.